Welcome to the CWI Part C practice questions, where I discuss the different questions that may come out of the CWI Part C exam. In this series, I will discuss the answers and the explanation to these answers and the clauses in which they can be found in the API 1104. This series will feature the API 1104 2021 edition, as you can see here. So these are 5 sets of CWI Part C questions for API 1104 that will help your preparation during that part of the CWI exam. So without further ado, let's get started.
Individual or scattered porosity shall be considered a defect when A. Size of an individual pore is less than 1.5 millimeters in diameter. B. Distribution of scattered porosity exceeds the concentration specified in Figure 20 or 21 of API 1104. C. Size of an individual pore exceeds 25% of the thinner of the two specified wall thickness joined, but no more than 3 mm in diameter. Letter D, B and C. Letter E, all of the above. The acceptance criteria of various discontinuities is outlined in Chapter 9 of API 1104. The question is asking what are the conditions that will make individual or scattered porosity a defect. It's this one. As you can see, letter B and C matches the description in these clauses, but the size of the individual pore here in the choices is lesser than the threshold of 3 mm in diameter. Hence, this will be considered acceptable and not a defect, since in the choices, the size of an individual pore is less than 1.5 mm in diameter. The limit here is 3 mm. Both letter B and C of these clauses, the size of an individual pore exceeds 25% of the inner thickness, and the distribution of scattered porosity exceeds the orientation permitted by Figure 20 or 21 matches these conditions. So, it will be considered a defect if letter B and C are exceeded. So, the answer here is letter D, since letter A did not exceed the 1.5 mm or did not exceed the 1.5 mm did not exceed the limit of 3 mm size of the individual pore diameter for it to be considered an individual porosity defect. So the answer here is letter D. If a pipe is sized 33.4 mm outside diameter, what is considered a defect below for slag inclusion? Letter A, length of an ESI indication exceeds 3 times the thinner of the specified wall thickness joined. Letter B, width of an ESI indication exceeds 1.6 mm. Letter C, aggregate length of ESI and ISI indication is 8% of the weld length maximum. Letter D, A and B. Letter E, none of the above. So, here, for the question, the pipe is specified to be below the 60.3 mm threshold that is being specified here in this clause. So there are classification for the slag inclusions depending upon the pipe diameter, which is in this case you have to identify first if it falls under this classification, which is below 60.3 mm, and the other I think is above this size. So as you can see in the as you have seen in the choices, so the length of an ESI indication exceeds 3 times the diameter of the specified wall thickness joint. So it passed this, I think is letter A. Yeah, that one. And the width of an ESI indication exceeds 1.6 mm. So this is letter B. And letter C, the aggregate length of ESI and ISI indications is 8% of the weld length maximum. So if you can see this clause, letter E, so it doesn't state that the weld length should be at 8% maximum, meaning anything below that will lead for both ESI and ISI to become a defect. So it should be that the ESI and ISI indications should exceed or shall exceed. There's a difference between should and shall here. So it shall exceed 8% of the weld length. So the So this is very problematic here because it states that it should be 8% maximum. So anything below that should be an indication, or any size below that, 8% of the weld length should be considered a defect. So the answer here is letter D. Both A and B can be considered a defect for slag inclusion.
By the way, I just want to take a break from the video and remind you of the free Udemy course that I've put in the description down below. So it composes of CWI Part A lectures, the introduction for welding inspectors. So you can check out the description below for that free Udemy course. Now back to the video.
Incomplete fusion is considered acceptable in a 168.3 mm OD pipe if letter A, length of an individual indication of incomplete fusion is 10 mm. Letter B, aggregate length of indication is 15 mm if the pipe is fully welded. Letter C, there are two indications, 30 mm and 50 mm. There are two indications, 30 mm and 15 mm if the pipe is fully welded. Letter D, none of the above. Letter E, A and B. So so the question indicates fully welded. So this statement will come in handy later on because it indicates that the entire circumference of the pipe is welded full. So meaning that will be considered in the weld length. So as I mentioned earlier, you need to see the clause in chapter 9 in which the acceptance criteria or the threshold for any indications to be considered a defect is indicated. So for letter A, the length of an indication is 10 mm. Individual indication is 10 mm. This does not exceed the 25 mm limit here. So that can be considered as an acceptable indication. So letter A is acceptable. For letter B, the aggregate length is 15 mm if the pipe is fully welded. So the 15 mm definitely didn't exceed the criteria in letter A. And since the pipe is 168.3 mm outside diameter, it qualifies with this one. For any continuous 300 mm length of weld exceeds 1 inch or 25 mm. So the aggregate length here, or the aggregate length of the indication definitely did not exceed this one as well. And the aggregate length of indications of IF exceeds 8% of the weld length in any weld less than 12 inch or 300 millimeter in length. So this does not qualify with the criteria because the length of the weld here is, if you multiply 168.3 times pi, or if you get the circumference of the pipe, this is greater than the 300 mm. So letter B should be an acceptable criteria because it passed letter A. For letter C, there are two indications, 30 mm and 15 mm. So as you can see here, the length of an individual indication exceeds 25 mm. So definitely the pipe has an incomplete fusion of 30 mm. The pipe has an individual indication with a length of 30 mm. So definitely it didn't pass in this criteria. So the answer now will be letter E. Both A and B are considered acceptable still because it passed the criteria of as stated in the incomplete fusion in API 1104. The condition that exists when one edge of the root is exposed or unbounded because an adjacent pipe or fitting is misaligned. Letter A, inadequate cross penetration or ICP. B, inadequate penetration due to high-low or IPD. Incomplete fusion or IF. Letter D, indication. Letter E, crack. So the question pertains to the definition of this discontinuity. So if you're not familiar with the definition, I highly suggest you get familiar with the definitions in Chapter 3 of API 1104. And if you want to make sure, during the exam, you can always browse this Chapter 3 of the standard. So it has all the definitions of all these discontinuities. So the discontinuity that fits this definition is letter B. So inadequate penetration due to high-low. By the way, inadequate penetration due to misalignment, that's what high-low means here. For pipe misalignment, there's a high-low misalignment. Then the tendency of that is that the root may become exposed since we have a high-low misalignment. So it may become exposed or unbonded because of the said misalignment between the pipes. So the answer here is letter B, inadequate penetration due to high-low IPD. A subsurface lack of bond imperfection between the first inside pass and the first outside pass. So what do you call this one? Inadequate cross penetration or ICP. Letter B, inadequate penetration due to high-low IPD. Letter C, incomplete fusion or IF. Letter D, incomplete fusion due to cold lap. Letter E, porosity. So similar to the previous question, this can be found in the glossary, but I highly suggest you become familiar with the terminologies for the exam. So the discontinuity that fits this is inadequate cross penetration. So there is a subsurface lack of bond imperfection between the first inside pass and the first outside pass. This is the inside pass or the root pass and the outside pass here. So there's some sort of a imperfection between that is characterized by lack of bonding between the two. So this can be seen, this subsurface discontinuities can be seen effectively through radiographic testing. So the answer here is letter A, in the inadequate cross penetration or ICP.
There you have it. So that's 5 practice questions that will help you during the CWI Part C of the examination for API 1104. So if you want more guides regarding the CWI exam Part A, or some lectures regarding the CWI exam, or just become a better welding inspector by learning how to read welding procedure specification, identifying essential variables, and the like, you can check my channel, and the playlists are in this description. So if you like that video, please subscribe to my channel and comment down below for any questions. See you on the next one.